How
to me.
great would it be if they just played Tim Burton's Batman? Because that's more of a Joker movie than a Batman movie.
Yes,
in all
true.
honesty.
Yeah, no, you're right. That was one of the complaints about it.
Yeah, and it would still be better than any of the current DC.
They just CG. They just CG Ben Affleck's face on him. Oh, Michael Keaton still have
Just stand dance.
I mean, Michael Keaton don't move his neck anyway, so it's easy to do.
Yeah.
He just slide. I was getting some messages today because people are saying, man, you hear about this DC out there again, boy. They just don't know what they want to do. Now he's saying that we don't know what to do with the Joker. He ain't going to be in Batman. We might switch the Joker out. We might rewrite him, might reboot him. We don't know. Oh, no, you know what we're going to do? According to the news out there, let's give him his own movie. Y'all don't know the Joker because the Batman always upstaging him. It's time for the man to speak for himself. Time for you to see the world through his eyes. And Deadline got the scoop on this. If you go to deadline.com, they're saying that the Joker origin story is on deck right now. Todd Phillips, Scott Silver, and Martin Scorsese. Like, who are those guys right there? Well, you probably know two of them. And yeah, I'm certain that you know one. Martin Scorsese, of course, of Taxi Driver fame, Goodfellas,
The Departed,
many movies. We can go on all night. Go to IMDb, scroll there, and you find all of his films. But they say here that that he will produce this movie with Todd Phillips, and that the guy who wrote 8 Mile is going to be the one. That's Scott Silver. He's going to be the one to get the script going for that. And they're saying that this is the intention is to make a Joker origin story. In case you just didn't get enough origin already from several things that we have out there. Well, this one's going to be the official one for this particular universe that Warner Brothers has out right now.
Gee, after that animated Killing Joke, I can't wait.
Yeah. No, Martin, they said they didn't get that right. No.
No, they did not.
I feel like they haven't backed away from that being good. It's still good. Yeah, we just had some parts.
And it's weird, too, the people that are pulling together for this. Martin Scorsese, okay, for what they want to do. Now, if you go into the story a little bit more, they say that not only do they plan on making this an origin story, but they plan on making this, and they say right here, an intriguing part of a gritty and grounded hard-boiled crime film that's set in the early 80s Gotham. And they say that this is meant to feel like a DC movie as much as one of Scorsese's movies, too. And they're going to bring in the toilet paper bears from Charmin.
Yeah, like you're reading this shit and we're just staring at these blue-ass bears playing with toilet paper.
Rubbing it down.
They're like, ooh, I can't wait.
Ooh, Joker.
I'm getting the shits already. Ooh. Or they're like, we can't wait to wipe our ass with this movie. Oh, my God. Tell me when. But he's getting his ticket already. It ain't coming out yet, man. Look, he's gone. He's going to be first in line. Now, y'all know that we get a lot of flack. We catch a lot of shit from people saying, man, y'all can't ever give DC a break. I know y'all getting paid by Marvel. Seriously, people are saying that. I'm going to YouTube.
Shit, I wish.
Man, do y'all know how much? First of all, do you really, really think Marvel's going to produce the movie 3 Broke Negroes and a White Guy? Do you think that's a movie that they want to bring into the Marvel universe?
I know, it has a certain ring to it.
It does. Yeah. At least a sitcom. They're like, it's right here, man. But yeah, ain't nobody getting no Marvel checks. And ain't nobody hating on DC just to hate on DC. But this does bring to question, what the hell are you doing with this?
And to be fair, we said the same thing about a Venom movie.
And thank you very much. We came and said, but they said, you know what? That's because that was Sony. Oh. That wasn't Marvel. No, you gonna always be up in that Marvel ass. And Sony is okay. You can talk about them. All right, let's do this. Let's just sit down and be fair. Let's go through a list of things of why a Joker standalone movie is not necessary. But also, I'll be fair and say, let's go through some reasons why maybe there should. I told you I can be a fair man. I will tell you right now, it's a weird list of names that they have here. Scorsese for doing a gritty crime drama. I got that. You got the grittiness there with the 8 Mile guy. Okay, I got that.
Jokes and jokes.
And then you got, then you got Todd Phillips, and he's like, "Yeah, I don't know what they chose me."
And last time we saw Joker, he was all thugged out.
Yeah, that's true.
And see, that's
he was damaged.
Yeah, and he was ha 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 all across his body. But if you don't know who Todd Phillips is, and that's why he's the guy that's kind of strange for this, Todd Phillips, he's the Hangover guy.
Yeah, the Wedding Crashers.
Yeah, the Wedding Crashers, and what Wedding Crashers, was that him?
I thought that was him.
I mean,
Old
could
school?
be. Could be old school thing, but yeah, I know Wedding. The what you call it? Hangover.
Yeah.
1, 2, and 3. No, so I don't know. Maybe he's bringing the jokes. Like you say, he's bringing the ha ha.
But the guy writing it to 8 Mile.
I don't know because here's I don't even know why I want to go this deep with it, because I don't think this is gonna happen.
Nah.
I can almost tell you right now. I hate to be Martin because I don't want to pull an Avengers where I tell you I don't want to sit up and be like, it ain't gonna happen. Ooh, let me write my 10-page essay on this. While there will not be a joke. Oh, they did it already?
It was good?
Finish that shit. I'm still writing my essay. Hold on.
Well, I'm going to publish it anyway.
I'll show them.
Yeah, man. I don't think this is going to happen. This is one of those rumors, just like with Venom. I don't think it's going to happen. I think it's something that they're just putting out there because somebody heard that this was possible and blew it up. It's really early production.
Well, yeah,
it's not even production.
It's early. We've been through this with enough things, with enough of these productions that there's room at this, and then by so much time goes by, and all the people switch out, and the project just dies.
Yeah. I really don't think. For one, DC has enough going on that I don't think this is a priority for them. They got way too much stuff that they need to get straight, which leads me. Now, I told you, I got points for why this shouldn't happen, and then some why it should. I'm going to start why it should not happen. Let's start with the most obvious one. You want to make a Joker standalone movie? You want to make the Joker that we just saw in Suicide Squad? I think the first thing we need to do before we try to make any kind of standalone Joker movie is let's get the Joker right himself.
Yeah, you got to recast that.
Yeah, the Joker. Hey, that Joker did not exactly light the world on fire.
I think the news was that it wasn't going to be Jared Leto. Like,
No,
not gonna be him at
it's
all.
not going to be Jared Leto.
Uh-huh.
They're going for a younger Joker with this one. They say
Okay.
they want to go with a younger Joker, but still, it's going to be this Joker eventually.
Yeah.
And that Joker, we don't even have that one straight. Before we get the kid Joker straight, let's get the man Joker straight. Mm-hmm. This Joker right here, and listen, don't get me wrong, people. I'm not sitting up here just trying to hate on Jared Leto. I'm not even trying to hate on this Joker that we have right here. This Joker just confused people. You know what I mean? Because we know that the Joker is crazy. So we don't need the Joker with his tattoos, which damaged on his head. Mm-hmm. Yeah. We don't need him overacting crazy. That's one of the great performances about the Joker, is that the Joker knows when to pull back from being crazy and when to be creepy. This Joker, Jared Leto, the one thing I will say about Jared Leto, and I wouldn't even blame it on him, it's just the project was probably not in a good place and he probably didn't have any good direction. Laid it on way too thick.
What are you gonna do? Are you gonna kill me, Mr. J?
In case you didn't know he was crazy, the editor wanted to let you know too.
That was literally the moment we were watching this movie, and I was like, "This is gonna be horrible." Let's strap it in.
I'm nuts. I'm not gonna blame Jared Leto. I'm not gonna blame even the director. I just think that project was kind of all over the place. You know what I mean? Even Jared Leto himself, he was at one of his 60 Miles from Mars or whatever it is, 30 Seconds to Mars. Mm-hmm. He has actually, I think I heard correctly, he has a summer camp for that band. So
why not?
Why not, man?
Yeah.
Why not? And at that summer camp, they asked him, they said, "Hey, man, what did you think about how Warner Brothers treated you with this whole thing with the Joker and how they put you in the movie?" Jared Leto don't even like this Joker.
My answer is, fuck him.
That was him, and they brought him back. He was ready to get kicked out from the role. He's just like, fuck this, man. You know, he pretty much indicated they don't know what they're doing with this. The Joker don't even like the Joker.
Like, even when they did Batman versus Superman, I was like, you guys still need to do a good Superman movie. And I was like, quit messing around. Take care. Build the foundation first.
And you know what? That's a great point that you hit right there. And I didn't mean to cut you off, but you're bringing us into our second point. We said get your Joker right, but also y'all got a lot of cleaning in your house to do. Let's get the heroes right.
Yeah.
You want to get your villain right? Let's get the heroes right here.
You can't even do a superhero landing right. It's handed out. Like, it's supposed to be a closed fist in the ground. He's like, no. What the hell is delicate?
Yeah, hey man, you're trying way too hard with that one. That's
So do I start from here?
yeah, that's like the blue steel of superhero poses. Right? But right now, we need to get the heroes right. There's only one person that they talking about getting it right. There's only one movie that they have where critics and fans have agreed on, and that's your girl Wonder Woman. She's the only one that they got right now. Everybody else need to get their shit straight.
Yeah.
With what? And look, I really think that depending on how how Justice League goes, that's going to determine really not this Wonder Woman movie, which is a great film. It's going to be the next Justice League movie that's really going to set the tone for this universe.
Right.
And we need to start concentrating on what is going to happen with this, because the films that we've had out there have been mediocre, very mediocre at best. I'm telling you, that was a fucking failure. I'm sorry. Come hate me, DC fans. And I didn't even give it some bullshit. I gave it, because it did get some things right. It got moments right that mimic iconic scenes in comic books.
Sure.
But did you get the characters right? No, they still tearing shit up. They still, Batman, we don't have any clue what Batman's like yet.
Hell, in that excuse, you can use that for the Incredible Hulk. Like, yeah, it had moments where it looked like the comic book, but it still ain't a good movie.
Yeah,
I'm about to
say the Ang Lee.
Yeah, the Ang Lee one.
Hey, you leave my Avengers Hulk alone. You leave my Green Baby alone. But
What was that? Flashbacks within a flashback or within a dream sequence?
Yeah. We still
I forgot about that.
The first scene you see with Batman being Batman, he has like a machine gun in that movie.
And we don't know what these characters are doing. Batman, I'm one of the few people who is not opposed to Batman killing, but we need to have a reason for that. This Superman they got, he's still a bitch.
Yeah.
And you're supposed to make this big comeback for him, but we still don't have a real grasp of what that Superman is like.
Yeah.
You're making these big deals about these characters, and they're not really set to where they need to be. The only one that's out there doing what they're supposed to be doing is that girl Wonder Woman. She's the best thing they got going, and one of the best interpretations of a superhero, period, in a while.
I think one of the biggest things that DC is just messing up on is that they keep making comic book movies that are exactly like the comic book, and they feed to people who are like, big fans of those. Like, I know that. But you're making a movie for a movie-going audience, and not everyone has read all these Batman things, all these Superman things. So if you just skip past all the stuff that sets up these characters and let us know this is what their goals are, your movie's going to come out a mess like Batman v Superman.
Yeah, you're exactly right. What are you going to say?
And furthermore, they're different mediums. Just what works printed on a page is not going to work in motion a lot of the time.
No, you're exactly right. And I mean, when I say get your heroes right, that includes getting some of your villains right too. Suicide Squad is, to me, such a misguided film.
Oh yeah,
It was a mess.
It is a mess, and you really, we say get your heroes right, which you really should, but you need. There's a lot of things that are being just thrown together and lumped together that need to be straight.
You need to put some respect on. This is the Academy Award winning.
Oh, I'm sorry,
Suicide Squad.
Award winning.
They have more Academy Awards than Marvel does.
Scratch that. I'm so sorry. We'll stick to Batman versus Superman. Suicide Squad. Let me pull that rope back for you. Come on in.
Every Marvel movie combined, Suicide Squad comes in and just takes that shit.
Ain't that a fucking shame? Just for sound. They can. Hey,
what's the
It's for
sound?
makeup.
It's
Killer
for
Croc.
Killer Croc's
That's right.
makeup.
Oh, you know what though? Yeah.
And for Killer Croc, ugh.
Yeah.
That's a shame, man.
Yeah.
I'm beautiful though. I got an award.
I did something.
Ain't that a shame, man? Man, we won the Academy Award. Man, so make no. We won an Academy Award.
DC's like, how many you got,
Yeah,
Marvel?
what you got though? Come on, Thor. Fuck 'em.
And didn't he get the least amount of screen time?
Who? Killer Croc?
Killer Croc.
Yeah.
I barely remember him in the movie.
I think his biggest screen time was watching BET.
It was about the same as Slipknot's screen time. So yeah, you figure it out.
He's eating some pork rinds watching videos and shit.
That's so fucked up they did that with him.
What you want?
Were you surprised?
No.
Because he's black. Oh, no, that's he's black. And they, what you want? I want BET. What about freedom? No, BET.
He could have said YouTube. We could pick what he wants to watch.
No.
He's watching marathons of the game all the damn time.
I want to watch Survivor's Remorse. Get on a flat screen from Walmart.
Vizio.
Now, here's the other thing that they're doing the reason why we don't need a Joker movie. Because with them trying to do a Joker movie, they're not doing anything that's organic or feels natural. They're doing it because they're responding to fanfare. They're not doing this is the biggest thing that everybody's been criticizing DC and Warner Brothers for the whole time. They're saying, man, ain't nobody trying to hate on you from a personal level. It's a truly business level because you can see them doing it already because they have Harley Quinn, who people responded to her the best from Suicide Squad, more than the Joker, and now they're giving her own standalone movie. So now they're doing the same thing with the Joker because there's nothing with the Joker. I know Martin like, God damn it.
And the thing is, I don't even mind them making that for the people who want to see it. But I don't want to see it, and I'm going to have to. I can't opt out.
Martin, you never know, but right now it don't feel right because you're trying to, everybody said, write your universe, make everything grow in a way that feels real. The whole thing, they even said it. Everybody loved Harley Quinn. Hey, let's give her own movie. Let's have a joint up with some other chicks. And now you can only help but believe. You can't help but believe that Joker's getting his movie because, well, everybody loves Joker more than Batman. You know, every time the Joker's on screen, Batman ain't shit. Joker's the one that's really still in the show. But not this Joker.
Not that one.
No.
Yeah, nobody want to see this shit until you get it right.
I want no beef.
Yeah.
I want no beef.
I don't want no beef.
You want no beef? You don't want
Why,
no
what's
beef?
wrong?
You don't want no beef?
You don't have an idea. Academy Award winning. But
It's awful in that movie, man.
you don't want no beef? You don't want no beef? The Joker was something that we could see spinning off into his own movie in a way that felt like it was truly natural. That's fine. We have a Batman movie coming up. How about we let that Batman movie do something? You know, maybe bring the Joker in just for a little bit, just to see him interact with him, and then maybe we can move on to the Joker. What were you going to say, man? I'm sorry.
An article came out earlier today saying that the Batman movie isn't connected to the DC.
I saw that.
The Batman movie's not connected to the DC. What the fuck?
I don't know what they're doing. That's probably the only way they can get Ben Affleck to come back. Listen, you ain't got to be a part of this trash. Just chill. We can make a different movie.
This shit is turned into a nut house.
It's turned into a Joker movie.
Yeah, the Joker's running the fucking studio right now because I was holding my tongue because I said there's no fucking way that this Joker movie is going to be something that is not connected to the universe that they already have established. But maybe it will.
Maybe not.
Maybe at this point it'll just be another Joker in some other universe.
They'll spawn a new universe.
Yeah, people. This is
too.
They'll keep trying like Universal with the monsters.
You know what? At this point, why not do what everybody says? Just scrap the shit and reboot everything.
Nah.
Because that's admitting failure.
Yep. WB don't do that.
Instead of creating failure again and again.
Yeah.
But we don't have to say it.
Yeah, it's not a failure
Yeah.
unless we say it is.
Because you can see it.
Yeah.
I think they say Batman v Superman didn't make $1 billion, so it was a failure.
Yeah.
No, but it's financial. But they really need that. At some point, that the critic response is going to catch up, and everybody's. I think it's going. Well, fuck it. What I know. Hey, it has its fans. This sounds really confusing to me. Y'all have a universe. Work on that shit. Work on your relationship. They need to go to counseling.
I know.
One brother needs to go to see a therapist. Oh,
Why are you hanging out with this other universe?
yeah. Why are you getting into another universe when you have a perfectly fine one right here in front of you? You two need some time
Like a
together.
mob shakedown. We hate to see if you got put in the DC universe. No.
That brings me to my other point right here. The universe they have does not feel cohesive.
Nope.
No.
And that proves our point right there. The stuff that you have going on right now, we just said everything we need to say. You really need to build that. because we have so many more heroes coming up. We got Aquaman, we got Flash, we have even
Cyborg.
We got Cyborg getting his own movie, and they've already Shazam. They've already dropped mention of a Green Lantern movie. They mentioned in the Justice League trailer.
Yeah, they said he might show up.
So with these things going on,
congrats, Martin. He's back. He's back, Martin.
But which one?
doesn't matter at
Probably
this point.
John Stewart. They need some black folks.
Jack Black.
No, they got Cyborg. They met their quota.
Oh, that's right.
He looks like a PS2 character in this trailer.
he does, man.
He looks awful.
Y'all need to like get these characters. We have characters that are in the pipeline that we need to concentrate on to get straight before we start backtracking. And this is fucking Warner Brothers spinning, and they're spinning off all these loose ends out of control, trying to get all these other projects started when you really have one right here that you need to get in line. With Justice League, that's going to be a big make it or break it point with them. They have, I ain't even a comic book guy, but I read that they have like a metal Joker going around that's Batman. I got a Joker who's another dimension, like Batman, running around with wearing S&M shit with spikes and everything.
Oh yeah,
he's got
some new thing.
Who actually doing S&M shit? He's got Robins on chains, like he walks them like dogs.
It's like Mad Max or something.
Yeah, yeah. It's some like rape shit going on. Like he has just little sex Robin slaves on chains that he's walking around. It's some weird shit going on with this, man. And you know what? You said this whole thing with Joker. There's so much going on with the Joker. Do you really need a Joker origin story?
No,
No, you do not need.
What a Joker origin story.
It's funny because in the Dark Knight, it takes a whole section, kind of unnecessary in the movie, but where Batman goes through all that, analyzing fragments of a bullet just to get a fingerprint to identify the Joker. And he gets the fingerprint, and it's like computer's like, sorry, don't know who he is. Sorry, bro.
Yeah. Fucking man, I'm tired. That's your enemy, not mine.
And to bring it back to the Dark Knight, one of the coolest things about that is him going that you want to know how I got these scars moments, and they're all different stories. So you're like, I don't know if he knows who he is.
That's the thing about it. You in the Dark Knight. I thought that was a brilliant move to like keep you guessing that, because there was one part where you thought, okay, he said his story, that's his origin story. And then he just kept going through the movie with a different story.
Well, you look nervous. Is it the scars? You want to know how I got them?
And that was a scary thing too, because you knew he was going to lie, and the only reason that made you realize that he's even more insane. And when he's lying to somebody about his scars, that means that he's about to kill them too.
Right?
You know, it's a great thing leaving him a mystery. Even when we did get origin stories with the Joker, they were brief. Tim Burton's Batman, he fell in some acid, came out and read a newspaper and told everybody, yeah, the Joker's coming.
Yep.
Wait till they get a load of me.
That's all you needed with that right there. Other than him sitting in the shadows where he was smashing that mirror and taking those dressings off his face. It's like, that is good enough, man.
Right.
We don't need no long-ass deep story about the Joker. And if it is deep, we don't probably need to know the details of it. Make him mysterious. He's better that way. And theories are still going around, and no one ever needs to know the true story. Because my whole story with him, like there's one story that he was a mercenary gone crazy, haven't seen so much shit, and the world just stopped making sense to him. Mine was that he's just whatever his background is, he's a guy that is very sad on the inside and wants to commit suicide. All those times that he's had a gun pointed to his head and tried to get run over, tried to get Batman to run him over, you know, that guy's ready to die. But that's my theory, and nobody else's. It's almost it makes it more personal for people. Hey, that's my Joker. You know, you got your Joker and I got mine. DC and Warner Brothers, the whole thing is in such a flux and such a mess that maybe there are some reasons why this should happen. And I really had to think about it, to be fair, because I didn't want to put them in there, because I did want to be a little kind of nasty bitch about this and just kind of make DC fans mad. But I said, you know something? Let's really take a look at this and see if this is something that Warner Brothers needs in this new venture that they're going, this new direction they're going in. And for one, while we might need a Joker standalone movie, they've told enough Batman versus Joker stories. I mean, if you have, now let's just take the Joker for what he is. If you have the Joker by himself, you might be able to get some storytelling that is outside of the average superhero story. you might get a deeper storytelling. That's because superheroes have to go in there and do their thing. Superheroes follow a blueprint. They follow a pattern. They go in there and save the world and whatnot. You know, villains are always the deeper parts of a movie. If they can go and make a crime story about a really mentally challenged, deranged person. When I say mentally challenged, I mean mentally disturbed, deranged person. You know, people find the Joker fascinating. Maybe it's not an origin story where we get every detail about him, but we do get more in depth with a character that people are fascinated by, and we're fascinated by him for a reason. Yeah, I kind of covered what I was saying with that last point. You know, we get too many stories that are told from the villain's point of view. Telling a villain's story might be a better story to tell. You know, when we're complaining now about how all these movies with DC and Marvel, all these films are starting to do the same thing. They're starting to go in, they have a mission, they do it, they blow up a bunch of shit, they go high up in the air, whether it's a building or some floating thing, they destroy a bunch of stuff, and then they call it a day. There might be some little complexities in there, but other than that, same shit that we always see. A villain's story, not only will we probably get a deeper story and a more psychological story, but you also will get something where you're not blowing up buildings. You know, you're not going out there and saving people and being a good person. You know, you don't, you know, this will give you something that's a little more complex and that makes you question morality and other issues a little deeper.
I feel like we got the villain story with Suicide Squad, and that didn't work well.
No, I'm not going to count that. No.
That's all villains.
Yeah, it is all villains. It's all from their point of view.
Yeah. No, you know what? The deal with Suicide Squad is that they took villains, because a lot of people complained about this. They took villains and made them the heroes. They made that still a superhero film, which is why I'm like, okay, why even do this shit at all if we're not going to have any real issues to confront with them being
even
evil?
Like the way it is with Deadshot, it's totally look at what an asshole Batman is to me.
Yeah. You know, it was totally a superhero film. Also, the other thing with this is that it's great that it's a period piece. It's supposed to be set in the 80s. And the 80s, I've always said that, you know, 80s, that's a big thing now that people latch on to.
People love doing that. And it's kind of getting way, I was going to say kind of getting old. It's getting super old to me.
How great would it be if they just played Tim Burton's Batman? Because that's more of a Joker movie than a Batman movie.
It's true.
Honesty.
Yeah, no, you're right. That's one of the complaints about it.
Yeah, and it would still be better than any of the current DC.
They just CG Ben Affleck's face on him. Oh, Michael Keaton still have
Just stand-ins.
I mean, Michael Keaton don't move his neck anyway, so it's easy to do.
Yeah,
he just slide. But period pieces work well. At least one. Wonder Woman being a period piece.
Sure.
That worked for DC, and a lot of people said that's one of the main things that set it apart. Now, if you want to do the Joker as a period piece, that could be cool because the 80s, look, I'm getting tired of the 80s actually being a big retro thing, but the 80s still has a fascination of a lot of people, and doing an 80s crime drama setting in that era might work because, for one, everybody dressed kind of like the Joker back then anyway. Bright colors, crazy fucking hair, you know.
Well, he wouldn't stand out.
I know, right? They're all jokers.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what drove him crazy. Look at me.
Gotham's going to hell.
Don't appreciate my fashion sense. But it's also, with everybody loving the 80s, I always thought that the 80s was kind of a cool place to try to set some, to set crime stories. Everybody's used to crime stories being set in things like, the 70s and before. That's why I love Scarface, because of it being set in the 80s, man.
They're all cocaine stories, though.
That's what I want with the Joker. I want Joker to be Tony Montana, man. Yeah, he's just covered in coke.
Lady laughs so much.
But if you ever watch some shows, man, the 80s were cool for crime stories. I mean, Miami Vice, you look at it right here, you talking about, you mean these popsicle-looking brothers right here? Looking like cupcakes and shit. But
They had some good stories.
back in the 80s, they kept the 80s style, and Miami Vice had some dark moments in it. And hey, look, if they said in the 80s, I want that Phil Collins song. What do you call it?
In the Edge of Night?
In the Edge of Night.
Air.
This is one of the reasons why everybody started watching Miami Vice, because that song right there, man. But imagine if you can set the Joker into a setting like this.
Or play GTA Vice City.
I'll play GTA Vice City, really immerse yourself. And what is some of the crime stories that, because Goodfellas, that ended up being, I'm sorry, Casino. That's
right.
80s.
Yeah, that's right.
Mm-hmm. So, with Scorsese's name being on there, he could probably offer some guidance.
Put in the same universe.
Money on the hand.
Well, how old would the Joker be in this universe in the 80s? He'd be like 15.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
so
like 37 years ago.
yeah.
No, that is true. That is true. But you know what? But you know, that's another thing. Nobody really knows how old the Joker is either. And that's another thing that could probably ruin this too, putting an age on him.
Yeah.
Yeah, you win. So, but here's the...
I mean, Jared Leto is like, isn't he close to like 50? And he looks like he's like 23.
He's the same age as Coleman.
Yeah, he's 40. He's 45, man. Yeah, how'd you know that? He's like, I read shit.
I learned.
He loves Jared Leto. You went to a summer camp, didn't you?
I was the one that asked the question. Oh, what do you think about the Joker suicide? This shit was whack. All right.
Boo this man!
Fuck him all.
If nothing else, I can endorse a standalone Joker movie if they go in and explain some of the dumb shit that they did with the Joker we have now. If you can explain,
He's an idea.
if you can go and explain those fucking tattoos, why he got those. I just want to know what he did to get those and what I did made him think that that would be cool. If you can explain those things,
It's because he's crazy.
hey,
lost
damage.
can't you see?
He lost a lot of bets.
That's what drove him crazy. Fuck again?
Get a job now.
Hey man, if you lose, you gotta jump in that vat of chemicals. Fuck! Oh, okay. And then you gotta get ha on your shoulder.
I'm just no good at this game.
I got a feeling even if they try to make this like just a standalone thing, they're gonna try to cram so much shit in here like they've done with everything else. It's like, why? We don't need this. I'm sure they're gonna probably show Bruce's parents walking down the street with him.
He's gonna,
Yeah, you'll see Poison Ivy out there playing with lilies and shit.
That's gonna be it. You're gonna go past a park and it's gonna be a girl skipping rope and be like, Harley, come on.
Yeah.
You know,
Be an episode of
Harleen, get in the car.
Harley, are you trying to read people again? Come on.
Fucking crap.
Arkham babies.
Yeah, basically.
Make that movie. Jim Henson's Arkham Babies. And they're all puppets.
Yes.
Harley.